So let's look at her ability rundown and get this out of the way. Her passive, Renata's basic attacks, which are auto attacks, right? She's ranged. Is that like 500? They really said, Jinx, let me put you in front so we can show off this range. Basic attacks mark her enemies and deal bonus damage. Okay, so she just does extra damage on her auto attacks, period. Oriana. Damage from Renata's ability, Renata's allies consume the mark, dealing additional champions. Oh, period. So it's Oriana and Leona passive combined. Wait, it's just definitively better. It's just better than Leona's passive. Her basic attacks mark enemies, not her abilities. Handshake. Renata Glasc sends out a missile from her robotic arm that roots the first enemy hit. She can activate the ability to throw the enemy in a target direction, damaging enemies hit and stunning them. But also it's just a root, so it has versatility. So it's disengage, it's engage, and it's also poke, because you could root someone and then not follow it up. That's pretty balanced. What is the range? I wish they'd show max range on it. The range is pretty short here. It's the same as her auto attack range, but the projectile is pretty fast, right? It's hard to sidestep that because the animation, it's already right here, right? It's already half the distance with just the animation of Q. So the projectile is going that distance very quick, actually. No more blocking CC for team. That's a good point. Yeah, wait, get destroyed frontline. Don't even try to frontline. Okay, and this is the ability everyone's talking about. Renata Glasc grants an allied champion or herself, why? Ramping attack speed and move speed towards enemies. Okay, so it's really good to run down champions. And it's really good to duel in bot lane. It's old new W, except it only applies on one person, not both. But it's still pretty wild that she can grant herself the attack speed. Okay, sure. If an ally gets a takedown, the buff resets. Okay, that seems unnecessary. If the ally would die, their health is set back to full, but they begin burning to death over 3 seconds. The ally can stop the burn by getting a champion takedown. Okay. So when you're a squishy assassin and you dive and you kill the ADC, but then Renata had her W and you die because you're an assassin, so you didn't even 1-for-1 because the ADC gets rezzed, what do? It's nice that she has to choose. It doesn't work on, she has to choose who to cast it on, so you could dive her. It's kind of, it feels like Zillion in that regard, but instead of it being a cooldown you play around once in a fight, it's a basic ability on her W. Renata Glasc sends out chemtake rockets that shield allies and damage and sorry, the bitterness got through. Renata Glasc sends out chemtake rockets that shield allies and damage and slow enemies they pass through. Functionally not a skill shot because it just goes through everything. The rockets also apply their effects around her. Why? And in an explosion at max range. Okay, sure. That seems good. Her ultimate, hostile takeover. Renata Glasc sends out a cloud of chemicals that causes enemies to go berserk, increasing their attack speed and forcing them to basic attack anything around them. Berserk enemies prioritize attacking their own allies, then neutral units, then Glass team, then Renata herself. What is the projectile width on this? Excuse me? It's bigger than Nami Wave. So it's a stun, right? Because they have to attack something, right? So they're never gonna just keep running at you unless you're the literal only one there, in which case your ultimate does nothing. The only time this does nothing is if it is a one-on-one situation where someone is chasing you down and you're not near any jungle and you're not near any minions and you're not near your allies, and that's the only time it does nothing. Otherwise, if they're near an ally, it's a stun that is more than a stun because they're taunted to each other. Unmissable because the projectile's the width of the lane. It's pink, so it's really cool. Wow, how long does that last? Hit at 2. It's still going at 4. 3 seconds? 2.5 seconds? It's 3 seconds. So Nami ult. And again, the only time this is worse than a stun is when you're in a 1v1 situation with nothing around you, which is never gonna happen. At worst, it's a stun. And in a very nice, normal situation, you're hitting an ADC who's also attacking the support for 3 seconds. So if you get hit by this, you're dead. You can't even chase her down 2v1 because then you get 3 seconds stunned. Wow. I wonder, does it work on minions? Yeah, enemies. So it does work on minions. So if you're if they're in like a big minion wave, you can just turn the whole minion wave against them while they're stunned in their huge crashing minion wave for 3 seconds. And every minion is attacking them, and your minions are attacking them, and you're attacking them. Holy shit, this champion seems so broken. What? What do you do? How do you ever fight this champion? What if she does if she does 0 damage? I still think she would be relevant. She has 3 CCs, 2 hard CCs on a short cooldown, and 1 soft CC that's unmissable. Your E is unmissable. It's an explosion. AoE slow. You got the attack speed, move speed. You have this shit, which is like the best disengage tool because it roots them, and then after the root you could push them away and potentially stun them. And God forbid she's level 6 and she's just like I would never gank this lane if she's level 6. You just burn her ult and then walk away and say good luck bot lane. And then keep in mind, anytime she hits you with any of her unmissable things, not only do her allies do bonus damage, but her basic attacks do bonus damage. She has 500, she's like 550 attack range. Huh? What? Do I really have to stop banning Kayn is my thoughts. What? And Zeri too? Oh. Get this out of my face. She sure seems like she's gonna be played. She seems very strong. You know what I gotta say? I hope you're ready to see this champion in every single one of your games going forward for the next 2 years. And yeah, enjoy that.